6 foot tall, 200 pounds, Henry Louis Wallace was described as chatty, bright, a go-getter, and someone who smiled constantly. Former detective Gary McFadden, that was on the case, said Wallace would form a friendship or establish a trust with his victims before he would kill them. They felt comfortable with him because he portrayed himself as the big brother, as the good friend. Henry was like the perfect human predator. He walked into their life knowing that at some point he's going to take their lives. Henry Louis Wallace is an American serial killer who killed 11 black women in South Carolina and North Carolina from March 1990 to March 1994. This is the story of the Taco Bell Strangler.
Why Taco Bell?
You'll see.
Hello, friends and family. Welcome back to another episode of Weekly Bazaar. I'm Jessica.
I'm Montana.
And if you're new here, hi. We've been waiting for you. Where have you been, bitches? I'm just kidding.
Did you say bitches? Did you say bitches?
I did. So happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully, well, was it Happy New Year last time? We already had a Happy New Year, didn't we?
Well, when the episode was released, it was past the New Year, but when we recorded it, it was like 2 days before the New Year.
Oh, that's right. So it's a little confusing.
So this is our first recording of the New Year. Happy New Year.
Lots of things are going on this year already.
It's been a year.
Would you like to make an announcement?
Yes, I don't have it on me, but yay, I got engaged.
Congratulations. I was so surprised when you sent me that photo. I'm like, what the hell? That was so random. The timing. Yeah, I mean, I knew it would be coming eventually, but he did a good job at like surprising you with when it was going to be.
Well, that's why he was trying to make it random, because he even said he had to control his energy because I would know if something was off.
Mm-hmm.
He told me last night he wanted to propose like before Christmas, but they messed up the band on the ring twice. So like the photo you see on my social media, the band is not the actual band because they messed it up. But he wanted to do it before the baby was here, which is like 2 days from now. So he's like, you guys got to give me, he's like, you guys got to give me something. So they gave him like, just like a, not a fake band, but just something you try on in the store type thing. So I have it, but it's a pretty diamond and it sucks I can't wear it.
Gorgeous. What kind of diamond is it? Blue? Is it blue?
It looks like in the it's blue, but in the picture it looks really blue, so it's not that blue. I'm not good with rings. Like, I'm not picky. He picked that one because he like said like that really suits you, and it does. It really does suit me. But like everyone's like, is it a princess cut? Is it like all those different cuts? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know rings. Like, that's not my thing.
I don't either. Same.
Yeah, my ring is not my thing.
I have an aquamarine stone in my ring, so.
And being a massage therapist, you just get out of the hobby of wearing rings. So
yeah, rings, bracelets.
Yeah, jewelry is going to be an adjustment for me. But no, I didn't expect to get proposed to that day because he went out to breakfast and then he kept mentioning like a walk. He was like, hey, there's like 3 new geocaches, because I've talked about how many times we geocache on here because we're that couple. He's like, there's 3 new geocaches along the route of your bike path that you take every day. Do you want to check them out? And I was like, yeah, sounds like fun, But we got back from breakfast. Like, it's cold. I'm 9 months pregnant. It's feeling really unmotivated to walk. So I'm like, what if I said no? Like, what would you have done?
Did he have a plan B?
He said he'd have to come up with something, this was his second attempt for it to like happen, because he tried to do this Sunday before, but stuff came up because I don't know what's going on. So I kind of changed the plans on him, and he was like, well, yeah, I would just have to figure something out. And in my mind, I'm like, I really don't want to. It's really unmotivating, but I figured maybe this will help induce labor. I'm trying to get like an hour walk in every day, and I was like, maybe that will help. So that was my mindset. So yeah, we hit 2 of the actual geocaches. And then, like when you do a geocache, there's a story behind it of why they created that geocache or the spot that they picked for that geocache. And me just being oblivious, he's reading the third geocache, just like reading. He's not even reading anything. Like he just had his phone and he was like making it up in his head as he went along, and you couldn't even tell. So he was like telling the story behind it. I'm not going to say like where he did it because I'm not going to pinpoint my location. He was even like coming up with comments that people were writing about it, like level 1 difficulty, it's near a log, it's not like it's not as close as, they say it is to the lake or whatever. Like he just literally on a blank phone, just like and I'm just like oblivious. I'm like just like, okay, it's the last one, let's get it over with. And then so we walk off a path a little bit, there's the log. I was like, I guarantee that's the log. It's probably that one. And then you had to like veer off into like the snow a little bit to get to it. And he's like, well, just go get it. And I was like, no, I'm not getting my shoes wet. So we argued for like 5 minutes. I did not want to get my shoes wet. So he's like, just go get it. And I was like, fine. So I went to go get it. It was like a black box, like this big. And then I opened it. And then the first thing I noticed was like this supernatural coloring page I did a long time ago, because I have a supernatural coloring book. And I was
Of
like, why
course you
would you
do.
put it's like, why would you put one of our stuff in here? Not realizing that it was a bunch of our stuff that I put on his car during the car wars. I was like, oh, wait a minute. So you made a geocache of like all our stuff here. And then there was a note that was folded. I opened the note and it said, will you marry me? And then he gets on one knee, says some sweet stuff. I was like, okay, but you gotta say it out loud, not just on a note. So I made him say it out loud. So it was very intimate, and I thought I would like an exotic proposal from all the exotic places we've been. But I think having that happened, I realized like how much I just needed it to be an intimate moment between us two, and for like something that we do. So it was really sweet.
Yeah, it's
Not what I
very
was
thoughtful.
not what I was expecting. So
That's the best way to get a proposal. It's when you least expect it.
that's what he says. Like, you're too hard to surprise. I had to like figure something so creative and that you wouldn't know. I was like trying to keep my cool the whole entire time, and he did a really good job. We did a really good job because I'm really good at picking up energy.
My
I don't
proposal
have
couldn't have
it.
been any different. I had a wild one, but that's a story for another day.
I
Just
still don't know your proposal story.
oh, you don't? Well, first of all,
No,
Tony has proposed to me twice.
and you keep saying
Bless
no.
his heart. No, I said yes both times.
Oh
Yeah, I said yes both times. I haven't told
no,
you.
no, because you're not even engaged now.
I
No,
mean, yeah, we are pretty much. We are. I mean, he calls me his wife to anybody who asks who I am, so we're just
my
never going
wife
to go down that
Jessica.
road. Yeah, we've just never been a couple who wanted to get married. And
Then
I
why do you
think
propose
that's
twice?
well, the circumstances both times. The first time I was pregnant and
Fair.
we were
Hello.
only yeah, but we only knew each other for like 3 months before I got pregnant. So I was like 7 months
That's
pregnant.
crazy.
He proposed to me at Red, White, and Boom, which was like, come on. It was cute though. It was adorable. But
Cliche.
then, yeah, but I mean, our relationship has had many, there have been many facets of our relationship. And so we ended up with a second proposal. And I have to say I'm glad because it was so much better than the first one. It was like you can't it sounds like something out of a book, really. Like it's hard to believe that that actually happened, but I should have him on sometime and maybe he can tell the story, but it was a good one. And I was definitely not expecting it. So I'll tell you.
I don't
I'll tell
even
you
know the
about it.
story.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really something. I didn't know he had it in him, to be honest.
Sometimes those are the best surprises.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. There's some comedy to it. Like it's a good story. I'll tell it sometime on here. But today's your day.
Okay.
Today's This is your week, okay? You're about to have a baby in a couple days. You just got engaged.
It's very mixed emotions, but I don't want people pestering me when we're gonna get married, when we're gonna get married. Like I don't need that because I'm already getting my phone blown up. You have the baby yet? You have the baby yet? You have a name yet? Leave me alone. No. The world will know when you know, okay?
See, this is why I don't have friends. I have like 4, and that's good for me. And 3 of them don't live close.
Okay, you guys will know when it happens. Okay, so the answer is just gonna say no. It's just a little frustrating. Baby yet? You have the baby yet? No. Okay. She's not even at her
Yeah.
due date yet. Like, calm down, people.
Yeah, you're actually going to have her before her due date.
Because
Most
I'm
likely.
old, Jessica. They're making me. Okay.
Ridiculous.
She's comfy. Let's just put it that way. She does not want to come out.
She's cozy up in there.
My
Little no Nami.
labor, and then my labor is probably gonna be like Rachel from Friends. And I told my old B that, and she was like, "You just, like aged yourself." And I was like, "I know.
I don't
I
I don't
like
think I know that
Friends."
story. I
She
watched
was
Friends,
like
but not.
dilated. When Rachel went into labor, she was dilated at a 1 for like 40 hours. So every time they went to check on her, like still at a 1. She's like, "Oh my God." And so like all the moms kept coming and going, and she's just like still stuck at a 1. And I was like, this is probably gonna be me. So it's great.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, that's all I got. Stop asking me when I'm gonna have the baby. So stop. And stop
Yeah,
asking me if I have a name yet.
she'll make an announcement when she's
I
ready.
will. That's why I just posted. I'm not huge on posting my personal life on social media, but sometimes it's just easier to announce it at once. You know what I mean? So, like, when I got engaged, I just texted a few people personally.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, all right, let's make an announcement. People will stop because they're like, you're going to get married, you're having a baby, you're going to get married, like all this stuff. So that way it's out there in the open. That's all you guys get, okay?
She's working on it. Calm down. Calm your tits.
Yeah, that's my year so far. It's been a crazy year. How's your year going?
Super chill. I am bringing in the Zen vibes this year. Very Zen, very kind of productive, I guess. But I don't know. Like I'm really embracing the winter this year, so I'm very much in like a hibernation mode, but I mean, that's me like most of the year anyway, but it just feels different. It feels nice. It's been good so far.
I mean, we kind of said that last week. It's a shift. It's definitely
Mhm.
feels like a lighter shift.
Yeah. I still have my Christmas tree up. I decided I'm going to leave it up until February. I think just because I got it up kind of late and I want to enjoy it a little bit longer because it is really pretty. But
No, I took mine down the next day.
yeah, I normally that's what I would do, but I didn't even get it up until like a week before Christmas this year. So,
I was
yeah, I want to
on it.
enjoy it
I
a little
think I did
longer.
like a couple days into December. I was on it.
Yeah, we were going to do it the same day and you ended up doing it way before I did.
You're like, we'll send pictures tonight. And then I send you pictures, and you're like, yeah, that didn't happen for me.
Yeah, I got my tree up and then I sent you a picture of my bear tree. And it sat bare for like 2 weeks. And then I finally got my shit together and I'm just not a Christmas person. I'm not at all, but it is a pretty tree, so I don't know. I think I'm going to change it up next year though. Did I never send you a picture of my tree?
No.
Okay, I'll send you a picture, but it's really pretty, but I think I want to goth it out next year a little
I've
bit.
seen that. I've seen that. I'm
Yeah.
not a decoration person. I only do the Christmas tree because my mom gives us an ornament every year, and Ryan wanted to keep, like, he's the one that got the tree and wanted to do all that. The only
Mm-hmm.
decorations I have are Halloween decorations that I literally like leave up as personal decorations. So
Same.
that's all I do. I'm not a decoration person.
I am very much, I love decorating my house, but not really for the seasons per se. Like I like having pretty things around me all year. Like I love decorating. That's what I was going to do when I was in high school. I thought I was going to be an interior designer. Ended up going a completely different route.
Hey, that thought crossed my mind too. Like, I was even thinking about the University of Cincinnati because they have a good interior design program.
Really?
They did back in 40,000 years ago, so maybe it's different now. I don't know, but
And it's all online.
I don't think so. I just didn't become an interior designer.
Maybe we
Thank
should
God,
have.
right? No, because people will just, like, looking at the background. I wish I had a better camera, but you would just get Halloween stuff, be like, why is she so gothic? She's too dark for my taste. No one would hire me.
Yeah, I have a pretty specific taste. I'm not going to lie.
Metalhead.
Yes. Not just metal. I like a lot of different genres, but I'm definitely a metalhead.
We know.
Well, if you're still here, thanks, guys.
Well, those are some happy stuff because it's not a happy story today, unfortunately.
Got to
I thought
balance
it,
things out.
yeah, well, at first I thought it was going to be something silly because, Taco Bell Strangler. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, what's this about? No, we're going to get really, really dark today. There's a lot of trigger warnings today.
Yeah, even when you told me about this at work, I figured it was going to be silly.
Nope. It's,
Okay.
like I said, a lot of trigger warnings, especially a lot of talk about rape. So if you don't feel like being in a dark mood, maybe not listen to this one. So,
Off with his head.
yeah, I believe he's still on death row to this day. So he still has his head.
Shame.
I mean, keep him alive and cut off his other head, if you know what I mean. Like, he deserves it.
That too.
So we talked about happy things, and now we're gonna do a real turn here. Sorry.
Way to bring us down after a high. Just kidding. I mean, if you're new here, it's kind of what we do. We talk about a lot of dark stuff, so
I
is
know,
what it is.
pretty soon, because you said I'm gonna have a chill year. I feel like the more as the weeks go on, watching it like more and more high, I'd be like, because you're just like, I'm so chill now.
We'll
Not
see.
that not that she gets high.
I should.
I tried giving you the gummy last time, but yours like it did nothing. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Couldn't be more sure.
That face was that face was uncertain.
Was it?
Yeah.
Probably because
Okay.
I was trying to think of why wouldn't I be?
It just sucks because, okay, so it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is usually my energy drink kick to get that extra caffeine, and I haven't had
Mm,
the energy drink for 9 months, and we're so close.
yeah.
Coffee only gets me so far in the mornings.
I just had my second cup.
Well, no comment. I was like, some things I can't wait to do not being pregnant. Okay, so this is what we said earlier in the intro is the Taco Bell Strangler, and he is known as Henry Louis Wallace. And he was born on November 4th, 1965. So
So does
he's,
that make him a Scorpio?
I don't know. I'm not the zodiac queen like you are.
I'm certainly not either.
You're looking it up, aren't you?
Scorpio.
Okay, so he's got some bad qualities. No offense, Scorpios.
I
Yeah,
have
a
a lot
little
of Scorpio
feisty.
in my chart.
Yeah, a little feisty. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's where
A
I get
little
my spice.
stubborn. Feisties. Honey, you a lot of things over there, okay?
Yeah, I have a very complicated chart.
You're a mixed
Explains a
breed.
lot.
Mixed breed. If you're a dog, you'd be a mixed breed. So Henry Louis Wallace was born in Barnwell, South Carolina. He's the son of Lottie Mae Wallace. And basically, Wallace grew up with his mother working long hours as a textile worker, which she was verbally abusive. And so she would criticize Wallace for even the smallest mistakes. And he later told police he started having violent fantasies of dominating women after he witnessed a gang rape at age 8, according to an episode of A&E's First Blood on Wallace.
Always stems from the childhood.
Yep.
And side note, Lottie Mae is such a cute name, and it's so Southern.
Lottie Mae. Well, Lottie Mae doesn't sound like a great person. She kind of paved the path of destruction for him.
Too bad a cute name was wasted on the bitch then.
Yeah, and like one source, she was verbally abusive, another source, verbally, physically abusive. But either so, there's abuse in the family. And nothing about his father, so I assume dad left.
Shocking.
Yep. So 8, he witnesses his first gang rape. At 16, he attempted to rape a friend's younger sister, eventually leading him to have, quote, rough sex with sex workers. So like I said earlier, there's a lot of trigger warnings.
Not for children. If you're a child, get out of here.
No. Or if you don't handle like sexual assault, don't listen to this episode. He went to Barnwell High School. But in high school, he actually got good grades. He was elected to the student council, and he was a cheerleader.
Really? Was not expecting that.
No, even if you look at pictures of him, you're just like, does not scream cheerleader. Let's just say that. Yeah. In 1983, he graduated high school, and after he graduated, Wallace became a disc jockey for a Barnwell radio station. He did attend several colleges before he decided to join the U.S. Navy. In 1985, he was 20 years old. And that same year, in 1985, he married his high school sweetheart, the former Moretta Brabham. And during his time in the Navy, that's when he began using several drugs, including crack cocaine. And again, he committed his first rape in 1987, and this was in Seattle, Washington. A year later, in 1988, Wallace was honorably discharged from the Navy when he was caught stealing.
It's kind of reminding me of John Matheny, or whatever his name was. Joe Matheny, or Metheny. Sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joe.
Sounds very similar to his, what led him to his killings.
I mean, at some point you see a pattern with serial killers. It's not a linear pattern, but they're very similar patterns.
Yeah.
He should have been kicked out of the Navy, and that should have been a big red flag on his personal records. But even you get caught stealing and they're still honorably discharged, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. How does that happen?
Oof. You're just gonna hate this man. So we're just getting started. So he was caught. All right. So yeah, he was in the Navy. He committed his first rape in Seattle in 1987. And while he was in Seattle, because he was caught stealing, he was served several warrants for several burglaries in and around like the Seattle metro area. And then finally, in January of 1988, he was arrested for breaking into a hardware store. And he did plead guilty to that, to second-degree burglary, and the judge sentenced him to 2 years of supervised probation. But according to probation officer Patrick Seberg, Wallace didn't even show up for most of the mandatory meetings. So it's like he basically kind of just fled.
He seems like he just keeps getting off easy.
I mean, it's not even like a punishment. I was okay, so second-degree burglary, but he was arrested for stealing, right? And I was watching Almost Got Away with It, and the guy broke into houses. No one was home. He didn't hurt anybody. He didn't use weapons, but he got like 40 years just for breaking into homes and stealing stuff. And this guy gets 2 years of supervised probation and they're not even doing anything about it, that he's skipping his mandatory meetings.
Makes
Doesn't
no
make
sense.
sense. No, it does not. So on March 8th, 1990, Wallace murdered 18-year-old Tashonda Bethia. She was also a Barnwell High School student, and he dumped her body in a lake in his own hometown, and it took several weeks for her corpse was even discovered. And Wallace was questioned by the police regarding her disappearance and death, but he was never formally charged with her murder. And then remember I said at age 16 he attempted to rape a friend's younger sister. He was questioned about that as well, and he wasn't charged with that either. He's just skinning by.
It's no wonder he keeps escalating what he's doing, because he is probably, his ego is getting so big because he's like, I can get away with anything.
Yeah, there's no repercussion for it. And it was at this time his marriage to Moretta was like falling apart. Shocker. And he was working as a chemical operator for Sandoz Chemical Company, and then he was fired from that. So in February 1991, he decides to break into Barnwell High School, specifically the radio station where he once worked as the disc jockey. And basically what he would do, he would steal like valuable videos, like in recording equipment, and he would pawn it. But he was caught trying to pawn it, but nothing came of it. So later that same year, in November of 1991, he decides to relocate to Charlotte, North Carolina. And this is where he found jobs at several fast food restaurants in East Charlotte before becoming a manager at Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Okay. Now we got a little bit of the guy from your McDonald's story going on
That's
here.
it makes me think of him. Obviously, he's not like this guy, but it's like very specific restaurant, and even like later police were like, we didn't really see the connection. I'm like, really? Because a lot of them all worked at Taco Bell. They were like all in the similar circle, and you didn't connect the dots? Okay. So it's a little similar, but it's not McDonald's. We're talking about Taco Bell today.
Still, you can see the parallels, like you were saying.
So yeah, moves to Charlotte, North Carolina, becomes a manager at Taco Bell. And in May 1992, Wallace picked up 33-year-old Sharon Nance, or Nancy. Sharon was a convicted drug dealer and prostitute, so when she asked for payment for her services, as you say, he beat her to death, and he just dropped her body by some railroad tracks. Luckily, her body was found just a few days later, so she was found. And a month later, in June of 1992, Wallace raped and strangled Caroline Love at her own apartment. Love was a college student, and she was only 20 years old. And he knew Love because Wallace, how he had a girlfriend at the time, I have no idea. But his girlfriend was Sadie McKnight, and so he knew Love because they were friends, and they were also roommates.
God. I wonder if his girlfriend caught on.
I don't know. I don't think so. Because he was friendly, charming, like approachable, like not someone you would really expect. Because like I said earlier, like he's just a big brother. These women let him into their apartments because they trusted him.
So creepy.
Yeah. So this victim was his girlfriend's roommate and friend, and she was working at Bojangles the time of the disappearance. Is that like a restaurant?
That sounds familiar. I don't
Yeah, like
know.
I'm not entirely sure what that is.
Yeah, we don't have those around here,
No.
so we don't really know what that is, but
And I've been to the South a million times. I'm like, is that a restaurant in the South? I'm not sure. You're looking it up. You're my Googler today.
oh,
What is it?
we do have those around here.
We do. Where?
Yeah, in several different locations. And it is a restaurant.
Is it like southern parts of Ohio?
No, it's up
Wow,
around me, actually. Up around us.
I feel stupid.
I know.
What else is new though?
I thought we were going to be better this year.
We're only 6 days into the new year. We got time, okay? I mean, I don't eat fast food hardly that, so like I don't.
Neither of us do.
I'm gonna assume it's another fast food chain. So
It
she
has
was
to be.
working there. when she disappeared. So what he did was
Bojangles.
Bojangles. So what he did was he stole a key to his girlfriend's apartment because they're living together. And he did it when he knew that Love would be alone in the apartment. So he entered their apartment and he hid in the bathroom. And he waited for Love to come home from work. And when she arrived, to the apartment, he told her he wanted to make love. And when she resisted, for obvious reasons, he basically put her in a wrestling. And after she died, he folded her body in her own bed sheets and placed her body in a large orange trash bag, as he said, quote, kind of like the city workers use, end quote.
It'd be so scary to be put in a hold like that by somebody so big.
Yeah, and also his words, he carried the dead weight to his car.
Wow.
And yeah. So after he put like her body in his car, he went back to the apartment and he grabbed a roll of quarters he saw lying on her dresser. So he dumped her body off on the side of the road where he thought like her body, no one would see her body basically. And these are his words. He says about 2 days later, he went back and the body was almost decayed to that point. And he said she looked like leather, like an ET doll or something. Like, I guess her body had decayed so bad that he said even just when he went back a week later, the only thing left was bones.
I wonder if it's because it's in the South and maybe it decomposed faster. That's crazy.
Just, I mean, a lot of it's probably weather conditions. Like, so get this. After he killed Love, Wallace, his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's sister filed a missing persons report on the police station.
Oh, what a scumbag.
And it would take almost 2 years on March 1994 before her body was even discovered. Yeah. So, on February 19th, 1983, he strangles another 20-year-old college student, Shauna Hawk, and he killed her at her home after first raping her. He later went to her funeral.
Twisted.
Yeah. And Hawk knew Wallace because he was her supervisor at Taco Bell.
You would think at this point people would start to catch on.
We'll get into
all
that.
People he knows.
We'll get into the police dropping the ball and it's black women and we're just going to ignore it. It's a whole entire situation in itself.
Police drop the ball?
Yeah, they do. Shocking, right?
Can you believe it?
I know. And I thought that this was sad, but Hawk's mother said this about her daughter, that she was loving, kind, sensitive, warm, and giving. She attended community college and considered a career in nursing, law, or politics. She was happy to work at Taco Bell, where she earned her highest salary yet. She once went to a comedy show with Wallace, who came to pick her up at the house, but she just wasn't interested in dating him. So it sounds like he shut up, got mad, killed her.
Disgusting.
And these are like all in the matter of just like 2 years, maybe not even. So
you take no for an answer. What a punk.
You have a girlfriend, not that.
And that too, yeah.
You deserve a girlfriend, but you're not alone. You are married. Clearly, some women want you. On June 22nd, Wallace raped and strangled another one of his Taco Bell co-workers and manager, Audrey Spain. She was 24 years old, and her body was found 3 days later on June 25th, which is my dad's birthday. Sorry, Dad. Audrey Spain had just returned from vacation when Wallace sought her out. His excuse for visiting her was to share a joint together. And after they finished smoking, he basically throttled her and pinned her to the floor. He demanded to know how much money she had in the apartment, and he just took what was available. So he chokes her and she blacks out, and basically he just strips her, drags her to the bedroom, and we know what happens. Hate this guy yet?
Absolutely. He needs to be dismembered, in my opinion. Publicly. Good thing I'm not queen. Things would be a lot different.
Yeah, queen, like I said, off with his head. But not this one.
Off with both. Just that one first.
Let's make him suffer for a minute. So we're going to do that one
Yeah,
first and then
exactly.
torture him a little bit.
Yeah, toe by toe, limb by limb. His real head last.
Ooh, make him a stump.
Now, do you know how much I hate him?
Yep, join the club.
Yeah. Everybody better be on the same boat. I mean, am I right? Fuck this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So on August 10th, 1993, Wallace raped and strangled Valencia M. Jumper. All these girls are just so young. She was a 21-year-old college
Yeah.
student.
I love the
21
name
years old.
Valencia. That's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the major cities in one of my video games.
It makes me think of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. You probably didn't watch that show. One of the main characters was Valencia. But yeah, she was a 21-year-old college student from Columbia, South Carolina. And he knew her because she was his sister's friend. He even later tells police that Valencia was like a little sister to me. I don't know why I ever hurt her.
Because you're a frickin' psychopath that can't control his emotions and impulses, and you don't deserve to live any longer.
No, and a lot of these are sounding like premeditated. Like he had a ploy. Like his ploy for Valencia was he had stopped by to see her that night. He told her he had a fight with his girlfriend, again, Sadie, and he just needed someone to talk to. So what does she do? She lets him in. Sure. You're upset.
Ugh.
Let's talk about it. And after they talked for a few minutes, Wallace asked her to please call Sadie to inform her that he was over there so she wouldn't like wonder where he was. So basically, when she turns away from him to like dial the phone, he put her in a body lock.
Wow. See, nothing. I mean, there are a lot of things that disgust me, but one of the big ones is when a man uses his strength to get what he wants from a woman who isn't as powerful. It's just it's just disgusting.
No, and he even told like police that she begged me not to hurt her. She said, "I'll do anything you want me to, just don't hurt me." And obviously that's not the case. He even said she performed like oral sex on him, just thinking that would save her life. So after he kills her, he tries to cover up his crime. He sets her body on fire.
Keeps getting worse.
Yeah. And even a few days after her murder, Wallace and his sister, because his sister and Valencia were good friends, went to Valencia's funeral. He even sent her family condolences.
He's a real piece of fucking work.
So, barely a month later, on September 14th, 1993, he went to the apartment of 20-year-old Michelle Stinson, another college student and a personal friend of his from Taco Bell. And basically, he dropped in unannounced at her apartment at 11 p.m. that night, and his sole aim was rape, he said.
This police precinct needs a gold fucking medal for their shitty work and how clueless they were.
Well, they couldn't connect the dots, because they're not similar.
Unbelievable.
It's horrible.
Whoever the detective was in this precinct, you need to go to hell too. Just my opinion. Don't come for me. I'm angry.
I mean, you have every right to be. This is really dark and hard stuff to just even talk about. Like I said, I went in thinking like, oh God, what's this about? And then you go down the dark rabbit hole and you're like, oh my God, this guy is
And
horrible.
How many employees is this now from Taco Bell? Like, come on.
More than half of them. I think only 2 of them worked at Bojangles, and then the rest were like Taco Bell. Or even if they were in the small circle of his sister's friends or his girlfriend's friends, like, do you not see the connections here?
Yeah.
They all have this one thing in common, and that's him.
Thing. Yep. The common freaking denominator. Come on now.
Yep, so he just drops in at Stinson's apartment unannounced. They chatted for a while because she let him in because they're friends. And like I said, they're chatting, and he's like, "Can I have a glass of water?" So yeah, she's like, "Yeah." When she turned to reach for like a glass on the shelf to give him a glass of water, that's when he basically made his move and immobilizing her from behind. And then he raped her, and then he strangled her. He even stabbed her 4 times in front of her oldest son.
Oh my God.
So it's like, you also can't interview the child that was like, "Hey, can you like describe the man that killed your mom? Did you even interview him?" So on February 4th, 1994, Wallace was arrested, but he was arrested for shoplifting. And police did not make any connection at all between him and the murders.
Of course they didn't, because they suck.
Yeah. So just a few days later, on February 20th, 1994, day after Shauna Hawk's mother went to the public to find her daughter's murderer, Wallace raped and strangled Vanessa Little Mack in her West Charlotte apartment. She was 25, and Wallace knew her through her sister and was a co-worker of his at Taco Bell. But for this primary motive, this time Wallace said that it was money, because he knew that Mac had a good job, that she had money in her bank account, and she always carried an ATM card on her. Even when he went to go see her, he carried a pillowcase hidden under his jacket. And so after he like robs her, basically, she like gives him the stuff, she turns everything over to him. He insisted on they have sex.
Because enough is never enough.
And she was afraid to say no.
She was.
Yeah, shocker. She's afraid of her life. She was afraid to say no.
And she probably thought she would live if she complied.
Exactly. And when they were done, you can't even say it's consensual. He'll say it was consensual. She did it in fear of her life. So when they were done, she mentioned that she needed to put her baby to bed because her baby, like her child, was asleep on the sofa. So he's like, "Yeah, sure." He pretends to release her from his grasp, but like as she rose off the mattress, that's when he grabbed the pillowcase he brought and killed her. He strangled her with it.
Wow. If that's not premeditation, I don't know what is.
All this is premeditated.
Yeah, clearly.
Because you're going there with the purpose of a motive of what you're going to do. It may not go according to plan, but you have an idea of what's going to happen. And so like later that evening, he took her ATM card, but it did not work. So he was like, "Well, she must give me a fake number." It's like, well, no shit. I'm glad she did.
Yeah, good for her. Again, probably because she thought she was going to live.
And not even a month later, on March 8th, 1994, Wallace robbed, raped, and strangled 24-year-old Betty Jean Balcom 1 day after her birthday. 1 day after her birthday. Betty Jean and Wallace's girlfriends were co-workers at Bojangles. That's where she was the assistant manager. So he stops by and he asks her if he could just use her phone. She, of course, says, "Yes, you can use my phone." She opened the door for him to let him in, and he just like pretends to look up a certain number. So she goes back to like what she's doing. She just turns her back to him and again comes up behind, subdues her. And after he murdered her, he robs her as well. He takes a lot of her valuables from her house. He even left her apartment with her car. He stole her car too. And he did pawn everything except for the car. He just like dropped the car off at a local shopping center. So on that same day, after he murders, robs, pawns, drops the car off, that was March 8th, 1994, he returns to the same apartment complex, knowing that a friend of his, Bernice Woods, would be at work. He wanted to murder Woods' girlfriend, Brandy June Henderson. So it's like, oh, a friend of mine has a nice girlfriend. I know he's at work at this time. I'm going to go back to the same apartment complex. I just killed a girl to kill his girlfriend. And she was only 18 years old.
Baby.
She was still a high school student and a homemaker, as you will. And they basically just welcomed a baby boy. So like
Tragic.
after her boyfriend went to work that evening, Henderson, she was home all alone with the baby. And she was even on the phone with her cousin George Burrell when Wallace arrived at the apartment. So according to her cousin, she had invited Wallace into her apartment while on the phone call. He said he didn't know who it was at the time, but didn't worry because it seemed like she trusted the person. He said, I didn't worry about who was there because she said, lock the door behind you. So obviously that meant she trusted him. And then he said he saw news of her murder during a television broadcast the next morning, and he just lost it because he couldn't comprehend that he just talked to his cousin and now she's dead. And not only did Wallace rape Henderson while she held her baby, he strangled her, turned around, and strangled her son. But her son did survive. The son did survive. I just need to say that.
So I wonder, he thought he was dead, probably. But
yeah. The baby survived.
Gosh.
So basically, this is where, after the 2 bodies of the young Black woman were found at the Lake Apartments complex, that's when police decided to increase their patrols in the East Charlotte. But even with the increased...
How long did this take?
After the 2 bodies of the woman in the same complex were killed.
I mean, how many years has this been going on before they actually did something? Even remotely productive?
Not even 2 years.
It's a long time for the police to be sitting on their freaking hands, though. Seriously.
But even with them increasing patrol, he still snuck in to rob and strangle Deborah Ann Slaughter, which is kind of ironic last name. And she was 35, and she was Wallace's girlfriend's coworker. You're not expanding from the circle. I just don't understand.
Best detective ever. What's his name? Her name? Their name?
We'll get to it. It's more of like the police station itself, not so much as one person.
What a mess.
But basically, he raped, strangled, and stabbed her 38 times in the stomach and chest.
Oh.
Before taking money from her apartment that he used for drugs. And her body was found on March 12, 1994. So a day after her body was found, so March 13th, that's when Wallace was arrested. Police finally zeroed in on Wallace after they remember the car he stole and left it in there's a shopping center. They found like his palm print in the trunk of that car. And so they pulled his mugshot, in which he had a cross-shaped earring. And just like the man who was identified as having using Mac's ATM card after her death. Because remember, it was caught on camera that he went to go use that ATM card after he killed Mac, but obviously didn't work. And so that's how they pinpointed his palm print with the victims, basically. And they saw him use the victim's ATM card. And so for 12 hours, he finally confessed to the murders of 10 Charlotte women. He then confessed to an 11th murder he committed before even moving to Charlotte. And he could describe in detail the women's appearances, as well as how he raped, robbed, and killed them. And it's not ironically, but I actually didn't go into too much detail about their murders, but you can look it up online, and like he will tell you every single thing that he did, and it's really bad. But I didn't want to sit here and like go into every single detail.
Yeah.
But he has no problem talking about it.
It's the case a lot of the time. These psychos, like once they're finally able to talk about it, they just can't shut up.
No, because it's like a brag. Oh, it took you so long to catch me, and I did this and that. So Charlotte's police chief, Dennis Nowicki, was very excited at Wallace's arrest, reassuring the community that the women of East Charlotte, they're safe now. However, many in the area's Black community criticized the police's conduct during the investigation, accusing them of neglecting the murders of Black women. And one woman stated that the police did not care because they viewed the young female murder victims as, quote, fast girls who hang out a lot, end quote. And Shauna Hawk's mother, Dee Sumter, said, quote, the victims weren't prominent people with social economic status. They weren't special. They were Black, end quote.
Well, I can tell you right now, I've never heard of this before, and that sadly happens so often. It needs to change.
Yep. And again, the Charlotte's police chief, Nowicki, had said he was unaware of a killer until early March 1994, when 3 young black women were murdered within 4 days. So the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department apologized to Charlotte citizens for not spotting a link between the murders sooner. They said the murder cases varied enough to throw them off Wallace's trail.
Oh, bullshit. That's the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard.
Because until Wallace's murder pace picked up in the early weeks of March 1994, the deaths were sporadic and not entirely similar.
Wow. No
I'm
words.
sorry. I'm sorry, what? They're pretty similar to me.
Yeah. I don't think they could get much more similar.
Rape, strangle, rob.
Taco Bell, Bojangles.
And if you go into the links, it's like they all knew each other. He knew every single victim through his family or his girlfriend. They all, majority of them worked at Taco Bell. How is this not similar? It's so pathetic.
And their ages, too. Like, come on. There was only one that was a little bit older, but even so.
The ages range from 18 being his youngest to 35. But okay, so the ages
Majority
are
were
all
like
over, but they're all black women.
But most of them were around their 20s. Like, there was
A lot
just
of them
the
were college
exception.
students. Yeah.
The 18-year-old and the 35-year-old. But the 35, there was only one 35-year-old. The rest of them were like near this, like in a 5-year age range, it seemed like. I don't know. What a load of shit.
Yeah. It wasn't entirely, even if it's not entirely similar, you still see the same motives or the same what's happening.
Yeah.
Like I said, rape, strangle, rob them.
Unreal.
And the fact that if you look back too, and they are trying to find like similarities, and obviously these women knew him, right? So you would see that there's no forced entry into their apartments. They let him in.
That's another common denominator.
Even the one victim's cousins, like I was on the phone with her. She was talking to someone she knew and trusted. She even said, lock the door behind you, meaning we're locking ourselves in here together because she trusted that man.
Craziness.
Yeah. And it was only during the week of March 9th, 1994, like again, where he was almost caught, that's when the Charlotte police warned the people in East Charlotte that there was a serial killer on the loose, right before he got arrested. By the way, guys,
for the last 2 years.
So McFadden, the one I said in the very beginning, one of the investigators, he said he reflects on the investigation, and he said it reinforced the lesson of listening to the families of victims because they are the voices of the victims. He said the murder shouldn't have happened, but it made us better detectives, and it made Charlotte Police Department a better homicide unit.
I hope so, because that was pathetic. Pathetic work.
And the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department released a statement about the Wallace investigation to ABC News in May 2022. The department stated that although they were overworked and understaffed to handle the surge in homicide cases in the Charlotte metro area at the time, the detectives who were assigned to the cases involving the victims of Wallace worked the cases as diligently as they would have any homicide case, with the race of the victim being irrelevant to the attention given to the cases. That was said in the statement.
Do you believe that?
No. The department also noted that following the Wallace investigation, they added staffing to the homicide unit and implemented regularly mandatory meetings of its homicide detectives to discuss cases and attempt to better identify related cases.
A little too late, boys and girls.
It's a lot of covering their ass, like, oh man, we did mess up on that one. That makes us look really bad. No, you guys sucked.
Yeah, you should be ashamed. Seriously.
Like the Hardy Boys could have done better than you. Scooby-Doo Gang could have done better than you.
Right. I could have done better.
So I think in 2022, This happened in 1994. And then they came out a couple years ago and saying, well, we were understaffed. Like, you're finding excuses.
And why is this guy still alive?
Exactly.
Why is he still getting fed?
Oh, it's great. He even gets, we'll get to it, but he gets married in prison too.
Of course he does. I bet she's a real frickin' jewel.
You have to be some type of special person to marry someone like that, and people do it all the time. I watch Love After Lockup all the time. But even the people that send the serial killers a bunch of fan mail, like, I love you, and all this stuff. So it takes a special type of brain to. I don't get it.
I don't understand it. Yeah. My brain does not work that way, so I can't relate.
Nope. I'd rather be stupid and not know what a Bojangles is than have that type of mentality of I need to marry a serial killer because I'm obsessed with them.
I can fix them. I can change them. I'm the one. That's the only thing I can think of. Is
Pisces too. I'm a Pisces. That's what we do. We think we can change and help people, and I still will not get involved in that. So over the next 2 years, his case was delayed over the choice of venue. I don't know what that means. Basically, DNA evidence from murder victims and jury selections. And his trial finally.
So they didn't know where they were going to hold the trial? That's kind of weird.
Is that what that means?
That's the only thing I could think of. I mean, a venue is a place where you're going to have an event.
I clicked on it. Yeah, oh, you're right. It's a location where a case is heard.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, I wonder if they're also delaying it because, oh, you don't have the right venue? Oh, we can't find a good jury selection for you. Lawyers probably try to pick the best jury selection. I don't know. But it's like 2 years.
I know in a lot of cases like this, they are worried that too much of the public is going to know already what's happened. So they have to find a jury that doesn't know anything. And that's got to be really difficult. Back then, probably not as much as now. But
true.
Because I mean, the internet now, it's got to, like with the guy that killed the people in Idaho, they had to have his trial somewhere completely different because it was just so widely known that it was hard to find jurors that didn't already know what happened. So it could have been something like that because it was such a, especially the Black community at that time, maybe like it was just very well known.
Well, I mean, it was delayed every 2 years, so this took 2 years.
I'm sure there were other reasons too, though. I mean, let's be real.
And his trial finally began in September of 1996. And in opening arguments, prosecutor Marcia Goodnow argued for the death penalty. And at the same time, defense attorney Isabel Day asked for a life sentence, arguing that Wallace suffered from mental illness and that the killings were not first-degree murder because they did not result from premeditation and deliberation.
Okay, she needs to burn in hell too.
That's her argument.
Yeah. No soul. You can't have a soul.
How is that not premeditated?
Yeah.
He even confessed to say, I went there with this motive. That is premeditated.
With my pillowcase in hand. Fully knowing what I was going to do with it. Yeah, come on. Come on, lady. Wow.
I mean, defense attorney, we talked about this. So it's going to be a really tough job.
Got to sell your soul to the devil.
You need a better argument than it's not first degree because he didn't premeditate it and there was no deliberation behind it.
Yeah, I've seen some cases like this where defense attorneys try to pull shit like this, and you can even tell that when they're delivering the sentences, they don't believe what they're saying. Like, it's just total and utter crap. Like, come on. That's the best you can do? Wow.
Well, what's the OJ thing? Like, if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit or something like that? You know what I'm talking about? Something so stupid like that?
Yeah.
I just... with OJ's trial, I just want to be like, slap every member of the jury. Like, oh my God.
I need to go back and watch that again.
It's some saying like that, right? If the glove doesn't fit, you must quit. Something like that.
Shameful.
Oh, Lord.
Looking
Lord.
it up.
Yeah. Let's not quote me. Come on, Googler. What does it say?
You're right.
Really? I
If
got
the glove
something right
doesn't
for
fit,
once.
you must acquit.
I got something right. Yay.
Yeah.
Which I can't get started on OJ. I swear to God. I'm not getting me started on OJ. But my point was this is just a really bad reasoning to not give him the death penalty and that the killings were not first degree murder. So what are they? Manslaughter, second degree murder. So according to FBI serial murder profiler Robert Ressler, quote, if he elected to become a serial killer, he was going about it the wrong way. Mr. Wallace always seemed to take one step forward and two steps back. He would take items and put them in the stove to destroy them by burning them and then forget to turn the stove on. And in 1994, police had asked the FBI for assistance, but the FBI said that the murders were not the work of a serial killer. So FBI effed up too.
I don't understand. How is that not the work of a serial killer? He killed multiple people. Isn't that what a serial killer is?
More than three, I believe. Do you see where the ball's been dropped a lot on these
Over
poor
and over.
these women? So psychologist Faye Sultan testified during the trial that Wallace had been a victim of physical and mental abuse at the hands of his mother since birth, and that he had a mental illness at the time of the killings. So she argued for a life sentence without parole instead of the death penalty as well. No. You know what you should do is give him the death penalty, like do like the needle or something, kill him, bring him back, and do it again. Bring him back, do it again.
Yep, I agree completely. When I take over in hell, I'll make sure to send him back.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
I love that quote. Heaven won't have me, and hell is afraid I'll take over. Sorry to
one
all
of
you
those
religious people.
one of those reels when I was on that kick. Thank God I stopped myself from that bullshit. But there was one that was so funny. It was like you and your bestie walking out of hell because you're just too much. These two chicks walking out and laughing. Yes.
Those are the best reels, but they're true.
And the one where it's the little kid and it says he's been sent to hell and he's crying, but then he starts laughing. It's like that's when you see your best friend walking in.
There's one that was like Mr. Bean, where he's like sitting like bored, like in the grass or whatever. But it was like that with like the hate with the gates of hell, and it's like when you're when you're waiting at the gates of hell, but you're too scared to go and like by yourself, so you're waiting for your bestie. Because you can't do things alone, so you're waiting. All right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
see
So
you in hell.
basically, yeah. I mean, honestly, though, sometimes it'd be nice to run hell and torture people like this for eternity.
Yeah.
I'm just
Especially
saying.
if you get to wear all black and have really huge black wings. Like, when?
Yeah, we bring little Nicky on here all the time about him shoving pineapples up Hitler's ass every day. Like, obviously, our torture would be worse than that. That's like kitty torture.
Yeah, that's child's play. Come on.
But I'm okay with torturing people like this in hell for the rest of their lives because they deserve
Yeah,
it.
they do. And they're getting off way too easy up here.
Yes, he's getting a lot of defense that he should not get the death penalty because he's has mental illness.
I mean, can't
Mental
everybody
illness or
relate?
not. Yeah, exactly.
Or is it just us? I don't know.
We all struggle with mental illness. We all struggle. We have anxiety. We have depression. We don't go killing people. You still took the lives of these innocent women. Mental illness or not, used by your mother or not, you were in the right mind of knowing what you were doing. That's what it comes down to. You knew
Yep.
exactly what you're going for. You knew exactly what you were going to get, what was going to happen. Mental illness to me, not a defense in this situation.
Mental illness, I feel like, I mean, again, I don't know anything, but in my opinion, it would be like if you snapped once. I could see that being maybe
But
okay,
that's
yeah,
not premeditated.
exactly. And that's once, not over and over again, doing the same thing again and again on different occasions and packing up your pillowcase before you go. Like, no, no.
I can understand why women snap all the time. I really can. I do. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah,
And sometimes you do.
did you watch is it Love and Death on Netflix? So good. You should watch it, but it's
Yeah, wait, the docu, not the docu, the Candy story, the Candy Montgomery story.
yeah.
Yeah, I made Ryan watch that 'cause I've seen it before, and I was like, it's a really good show. And then he got so into it, he was like, it's like a slow burner, but it's so captivating.
Yeah.
But like, she's had postpartum, she, her husband was having an affair, and she snapped. And if it went down the way that it showed it went down, like when she stabs her multiple times with the axe, it's because she snapped too.
Exactly. Yeah. It's one of the it's a really crazy story, but like you it's understandable somehow. Like from both sides, it's understandable. They both snapped.
It's like
And I
they
mean,
both were at the wrong place at the wrong time. They both
yeah,
just it just happened. And it's like if someone tried to kill you and you were protecting yourself and then you got so pissed off because they tried to kill you and then
and they
it
wouldn't
just
stop.
yeah, it's just that's not premeditated. That's just I get it.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen that show, it's a little mini
Oh,
series on
highly recommend.
Netflix. Oh, it's so good. It's called Love and Death. Yeah, you should watch it.
That's my
I
second
binged
time
it.
watching it. Oh, it's so good. Even Ryan
So
was like,
good.
I don't know. Made him watch. He's like, this show is so good. And I was like, because it just sucks you in so hard.
Yeah. And the whole time I was like, oh my God, who is that chick? She looks so freaking familiar to me. I had no idea who she was, the main character. And
Neither
then
did
after,
Ryan.
like the whole time, I didn't look it up. And after I finished it, I was laying in bed one night and I just could not get it out of my head. I'm like, I have to know who that is. And I could not believe it was one of the
Elizabeth
Olsens,
Olsen. Yeah,
the
Elizabeth
Olsen
Olsen.
twins' younger sister. I'm like, wow, she's so pretty in such a weird way.
She is.
Like an alien, but a pretty alien. I
I
love
think
it.
she's very pretty.
Yeah.
And there is Jessica Biel did a mini series of Kenny Montgomery as well on like Hulu, I believe. But I never watched that. I kind of want to just to compare the two. But the series kind of both came out at the same time, which is kind of ironic.
Well, what's her name? Elizabeth Olsen?
Hmm.
She did a phenomenal job.
She
She
did.
is a wonderful actor.
And
Like,
it's like, it's
bravo.
relatable too. It's a relatable story. And, she had an affair because she wasn't getting the attention she wanted. Like her husband was so checked out, basically.
He was complacent,
Yeah.
which happens
Not that
all
you
the
should have an
time.
affair because of, but I've been in a relationship where you're not getting the emotional support from your spouse and that makes you do things that you're not proud of doing. So, very good. Go watch it.
Yes.
I'm surprised you didn't want to do an episode on her.
Maybe I should.
It's such a good show.
If you guys want us to do an episode, email us at weeklybizarrepodcast@gmail.com. We will do it.
So good. Okay. So back to this fuck face. So yeah, he has a lot of people defending him that he should just get life in prison, not the death penalty. So on January 7th, 1997, he was found guilty of 9 murders. So later that month, on January 29th, he was handed 9 death sentences. So he was convicted of all the murders he admitted to, with the exceptions of Bethia and Nancy. So basically like his first 2 murders, which I don't understand. Stupid.
Yeah.
And so following his sentencing, Wallace made a statement to his victims' families, which I don't think they should let them do that, because like they don't mean it.
No.
So,
And the families, they don't want to frickin' hear it. I wouldn't want to
someone's
hear
like,
it.
"Oh, I'm sorry I killed your family member."
I don't know though.
That's not going to do anything.
Some people actually do. What the heck? My dog never barks. She barking at. But I will say, like, some of the 48 hours shows I've watched, when the killers show no remorse, families are bothered by it. They're like, they could have at least said they're sorry. I'm like, I wouldn't be like that.
I wouldn't either, because
Mm-mm.
you're just going to, like, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, that's how I would feel
Words
too.
are not going to take back the actions that you.
I feel like the only thing that is going to help in a situation like that is if you choose to forgive on your own terms for yourself, like for your own sanity.
So this was his quote: "None of these women, none of your daughters, mothers, sisters, or family members in any way deserved what they got. They did nothing to me that warranted their death." End quote. See, that means nothing.
That would just make me more angry.
It's because your lawyer probably told you to do that, to make you look like you have show remorse, so they will give you life in prison instead of the death penalty. That's the only reason why. So on June 5th, 1998, as he's on death row, he is on death row, mind you, he married a former prison nurse. Prison Break, anybody? A former prison nurse, Rebecca Torres, and a ceremony next to the state's execution chamber. So romantic.
Romantic. That's what dreams are made of. What a dipshit.
We're both dipshits. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what
Ridiculous.
he's in prison for?
Yeah, part of me is like, the only reason that she married him is because she knows she's safe because he's locked up. Like, I mean, there has to be a part of you that knows that, like you could be in some serious danger. Well, maybe not, because maybe she wasn't his type as
He's
far
not going to be
as,
released.
yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. I could go on and on about that. I don't get it, but dipshit.
Blood doesn't fit. So, since being sentenced to death I skipped a sentence. Mecklenburg County Public Defender Isabel Day, as I mentioned earlier, she served as an official witness and photographer. Also attending was the manager of the death row unit at the prison.
Why? Ugh.
We'll be here all day if why is the question. So, since being sentenced to death in 1997, Wallace has appealed to overturn the death sentences, stating that his confessions were coerced and his constitutional rights were violated in the process.
Of course.
Bitch, you lost your rights. Bye.
Yep. See you in hell.
Can't wait. And
we're coming for you.
The North Carolina Supreme Court upheld the sentences in 2000. The U.S. Supreme Court in 2001 denied his appeal. And in 2005, Superior Court Judge Charles Lamb rejected Wallace's latest appeal to overturn his convictions and death sentences. That's the story of the Taco Bell Strangler. And he is still living his life, being married in prison. I'm surprised he hasn't been killed in prison, to be honest. Rapists don't do good in prison. right? Isn't it like rapists, police killers, and children killers?
I really dislike the name he's been given, the Taco Bell Strangler. I don't like it.
Because it makes it sound silly,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
when like I saw like a small thing of it, I was like, "Oh, this looks silly," and his mugshot looks silly, like he looks like a big doofus. And then so obviously when I started reading a bunch of stuff, I'm like, it was hard. I'm like, this guy's horrible.
Yeah, it doesn't fit at all.
No. So I just don't like stop the story. So I just kept going with the research and stuff, and I'm like, this is just it's dark.
Well, he's got it coming to him.
Yeah, but it's 20 years later, and he's still.
Yeah, he should have been gone a long time ago.
And maybe he is. I didn't see anything like Henry Wallace executed like 2020. I didn't see any of that.
It's a shame because he shouldn't be breathing or eating.
He should just be locked in solitaire the rest of his life.
Yeah, I know it's a controversial subject, but
It is. And then there was this, like, look, you can't even see it. Dweeb.
mm-hmm. He has a very punchable face.
He does. Like, and this, people keep marrying this guy. But no, because I was reading a Daily Mail article. Shocker, right? I mean, my Daily Mail. This woman in this article, Pam Knight, she actually dated him. She went on a blind date with him, and she said like he was charming, he was really handsome, and he immediately made her feel comfortable.
That's so scary. Like, you
And
literally
she's
never
like,
know.
she said she felt so at ease in his presence that she drifted off to sleep in his lap for hours as he worked late into the night. And so why he let her live, she doesn't know. And so she's like, I could have been a victim. But
Wow,
my
weird.
point was, like, that's how charming and at ease he made these women feel.
Terrifying.
And she said the only one thing that haunts her when she looks back for hints that Wallace was a killer was the way he stared a lot. She described him as being dead behind the eyes with a vacant stare, and that she noticed, but at the time, she didn't really think too much of it.
I always wonder, like, have I ever dated or come in contact with somebody like this and didn't know?
Well, at the time, it's not something you think about. Like, obviously, there's going to be red flags where you're like, oh, that person's a serial killer for sure. But there are other times you don't see it when you're in the middle of it. And then after, when you're like out of it, you're like, oh, wait a minute. That was a huge sign right there. Like things like that.
Yikes.
So, yeah.
Well, hopefully everybody's still here and not too depressed. Hopefully we put a little comic relief in it. Not that anything's going to help the fact that he's just a completely trash person and should not be given food, in my opinion. But hey,
Well, then
like
he
we
would
said,
really just die.
We'll take care of him in hell. we got all you ladies. We got you, booze. But yeah, that it needs to change that cases like this aren't given more attention, for sure. Depending on the community.
I've never heard about it either. Yeah, I've never heard about it either. Shocker.
Never. That needs to change. But to end on a positive note, again, thank you all so much for being here. Hope your New Year's are great. Hopefully this year turns out to be a really good one. Next week is going to be a little different because, again, Miss Montana is going to be giving birth in a couple days. So there's going to be another one of us in the world. I fully believe that she's going to be a little spooky soul. But yeah, so she's going to be taking the week off, and I'm going to have a special guest in her place. My sister is going to be coming on, and we're going to be talking about our haunted house that I've already done an episode on, but she's going to give her version. And I don't know if any of you can remember who've been here for a while, but I had forgotten a ton of stuff. So she's going to fill in the gaps there for me. So yeah, that'll be fun.
I think it was our like second episode together, like the old house on 33.
Yeah.
So we finally get a part 2.
Yeah, I think that was actually my first episode that was like in my control. So yeah, it's been a minute, but it'll be well worth the wait. I'm really excited. I think she's excited too.
I'm excited.
Yeah, everybody's probably going to freak out because we sound so similar and we act so similar, and we look pretty similar too.
You do look similar. So just wear your wig, wear your blonde wig, so they can at least tell you apart on the camera.
Yeah, I plan to. So yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to meeting the new baby. A lot of exciting things coming this year. So yeah, hopefully for all of you too. We appreciate all of your support. You can find us on all the social medias at Weekly Bazaar Podcast. Email us at weeklybazarpodcast@gmail.com. I mean, we're here for you guys. If you have a story, want to tell it, let us know. You can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/weeklybazaar, $5 a month. Really helps us out, keeps us going. We truly appreciate the support, whether you're supporting us there, just watching our videos, listening to us on wherever you get your podcasts. It all means a ton to us. We still are slowly growing on our social media, so that's always nice to see. And I think that about covers it. So if it's weird,
we're going to talk about it.
Bye.
Bye.
See you in a couple weeks, Montana.
See you in hell, bitches.
Godspeed.